Good evening and welcome to the Forest Hall Information Evening about Year 7 places for September 2021. Before we start, I just want to go through some housekeeping regarding this evening. So, questions can be asked. They cannot be asked verbally. They can be asked via the question and answer box. It will be on the right hand side of your screen. If you click on the box, you'll be able to ask questions and it will be monitored throughout the presentation and we'll be able to answer your questions. If you have questions that haven't been answered by the end of the evening, please feel free to contact admissions@bmat.foresthall.org.uk. So before we start, I'm going to introduce everyone. Obviously in person on an open evening, you'd get a chance to meet staff. So we're just going to say a quick hello. So I'm going to introduce myself first. So hello, I'm Miss Jones. I'm head of Forest Hall School. I'm really pleased that you could join us tonight and I'm really happy that you're considering your child's secondary school and you're thinking about Forest Hall. I'm now going to pass over to Miss O'Dell.
Hello and good evening and thank you for joining us. My name is Miss O'Dell. I'm Acting Deputy Head at Forest Hall School and I look after your child's safeguarding and wellbeing and behaviour.
I'm now going to pass over to Mr. Johnson.
Good evening, my name is Mr. Johnston. I'm Senior Assistant Head at Forest Hall School as well as being the Senko. Pleased to meet you all.
I'm now going to pass over to Miss Trainer.
Hello, I'm Miss Trainer and I'm an Assistant Head at Forest Hall School and I oversee achievement and outcomes from Year 7 to Year 11.
I'm now going to pass over to Mr. Conlon.
Hi, my name is Mr. Conlon, Head of Year 11. Good to see you all virtually, but any problems with Year 11, give me a shout.
I'm now going to pass over to Miss Power.
Hi everyone, my name is Miss Power. I'm Enrichment Coordinator, so I look after all the trips and clubs.
Thank you. And I'm now going to pass over to our head students.
Hi, I'm James Garrett, Head Boy at Forest Hall. We'll be organising a lot of trips and hopefully helping along with the school.
Hi, I'm Casey Bradley and I'm Head Girl at Forest Hall.
Thank you to everyone for introducing yourself. So the first part of the evening is just some information from myself regarding Forest Hall School. Some of you may have had the opportunity to visit the school on previous open evenings and some of your children may have also visited us for the Year 5 Taster Day, which took place last November. I want to take this opportunity to talk about the school vision and the drivers. And it's very clear at Forest Hall we have high expectations and we expect students to aspire to reach the exceptional, and that's across the whole school and that's the whole child, not just the academic and exceptional progress, but actually social skills, as well as developing them to be young, responsible individuals ready for their post-16 and future life. So this slide is shown in assemblies, it's all around school, and it reminds students that actually it's an honour to be a member of Forest Hall, and we all work together. And we've got a lovely ethos in the school of working together and being a team. But actually together we have the potential to be exceptional, and that's a shared sense of purpose, and we work together to ensure that our young people can be exceptional. And when we talk about being exceptional, as I said, it's the whole child. So we do look at experiences. So Miss Power later on will talk about the different exceptional experiences we have on offer. We also talk about exceptional progress. So Miss Trainer will take some time to talk about how we ensure that our young children at this school, our young people, develop and they make exceptional progress. We also expect and track and monitor attendance to make sure that attendance is exceptional. And then finally, we have attitude and self. And for me, the self is really important because I want your son or daughter to leave us being an exceptional individual. And when we look at all of those things together, we know that our children at Forest Hall will leave us as an exceptional young person. I'm now going to hand over to our head boy and head girl, who are going to say a few comments about Forest Hall School.
So one thing I love about Forest Hall School is as a school we are very welcoming of everyone and we don't accept or tolerate any discrimination towards anyone, whether that be about your race, religion, gender, sexuality or disability. We're very welcoming and embrace everyone.
What I love about the school is that there's a very tight-knit environment around. Everyone kind of knows everyone and it's easy to ask for help and things from anyone, staff, students, and it's just really easy and nice environment to be a part of.
Thank you, James and Casey. And I actually want to echo what they've said about a very nice environment in school. So we do have a tight-knit community. We it's a small school, but it's actually a very safe school. And in our previous Ofsted, parents commented on the school being safe. But also Ofsted inspector said about how parents praised the school. And actually we have just under 500 children on roll, and that community feel, because we have such a small school, children know each other and they get used to seeing each other and it's like a family. And when you speak to Forest Hall children, they do talk about this family feel. Children feel safe at school, they have connections with children in other year groups, but also they feel safe around their teachers. In a larger comprehensive school, teachers may not know children's names. Here, teachers know children's names because actually in a small environment we really get to know children. So your child will be safe at school, and staff will really care for them and look after them. And as James says, it's like a family at Forest Hall. So I'm now going to hand over to Miss Trainer, who's going to talk about the ambitious broad curriculum.
Good evening. So we believe that our curriculum should cater for all of our students' needs. We want to develop students' cultural capital. We want to make sure they have an accumulation of knowledge, behaviours and skills to draw upon. But also we want to make sure that our curriculum eradicates inequalities and addresses everyday issues. We want our curriculum, and we believe our curriculum has the key ingredient to make sure that our students are successful in society. They take up their place in the world of work, and we increase their social mobility. Our curriculum builds from Key Stage through and supports through Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4, and we believe that it equips them with the right skills for all post-16 opportunities. Through our broad and balanced curriculum, we offer a wide range of subjects from the traditional core English, maths and science to more practical subjects such as dance, photography, drama, engineering and food technology. Throughout your child's teaching from year 7 to year 11, we do place an emphasis on careers education. We feel that careers education is important to be taught from year 7 and not just a bolt on at year 11 while they're looking for their post-16 options. So students are taught careers discreetly in their lessons, and we have a careers lead, Mr. Moran, who oversees this and makes sure that we map out students' career paths and provides them with the support that they need. In addition to this, we also teach discrete PSHE lessons. We feel it's important that our students are taught about healthy lifestyles to ensure that they're making the right decisions, that they're taught about finances, and to make sure that they are well equipped for the world in which they're about to participate in. Our curriculum helps improve the literacy and numeracy skills of our students as well, as we believe these are two key elements of a successful curriculum.
Thank you, Ms. Trainer. I'm just going to add regarding the curriculum. We've spent time reviewing our curriculum, and our school governors also review the curriculum to check that it's ambitious and broad. And really, the work we've done on the curriculum really has paid off. And actually, students have a wide range of subjects, and enrichment is embedded within the curriculum, and that then enables your child to have lots more opportunities throughout the school, but also outside of school. So curriculum here is broad in Key Stage 3, and also we have a wide range of options. So at Key Stage 4, we offer subjects like photography, sociology, dance, engineering, and actually some of those subjects may not be offered in other schools. So I'm really proud of our broad curriculum. I'm going to hand over now to Miss Odell, who's going to talk about pastoral care and support at Forest Hall.
Thank you. So pastoral care is one of our main strengths and focuses at Forest Hall, which we are incredibly proud of. Students, when they join us, are placed into one of our 4 houses: Harrier, Merlin, Falcon or Eagle, all of which were names and focuses selected by our students within the community and have a focus and relate back to the local community. Students also have access from their form tutors when they're in school, which is their first point of call, to their head of house, who's there as a focus to be able to support them on their educational journey during their time at Forest Hall. On top of this, we play priority on terms of general well-being of students. So students also have access to 2 learning mentors when they're in school, who they can talk about academic worries to, well-being concerns, that they can get extra support outside of lessons or before school. Because of this, as a school, we have great links to agency support, and we're able to introduce students to agencies that might be able to support them outside of school or during their school time. We follow this up with information evenings with parents and carers, where they can also have a range of opportunities to access agency support using tools such as Frontline. This then reinforces our idea of the feel of a community feel and that family environment that we're so proud of at Forest Hall School. This starts right from the beginning of the school day, where students are in their form times. Currently, the students are in their Year 7 form groups when they join and start with us, to really reinforce the importance of friendship, making friends and building new relationships. However, because of our community feel and our family environment, we still place a keen priority on students mixing with other year groups. So we do once a week have vertical tutoring, where students from Year 7 to 10 do get to mix together to complete their House Friday challenge, to really reinforce that house feel, community spirit and appointment for challenge. Within the mornings, you heard from Ms. Trainer how we have form time activities. We really want to embed that idea of culture capital, literacy and reading, so students have this as a priority each and every morning, to really focus on the importance and expansion of their literacy across the curriculum. Students also then will take part in experiencing news round activities, so that they are aware of the current climate and environment and what's going on around them. The school day then continues through form time, where students experience the opportunity to explore and further develop their numeracy, wellbeing activities, house challenges, and as Ms. Trainer said and Ms. Jones, careers activities to expand their knowledge of the outside world and what they might want to experience, as well as PSHE activities to support their personal, social, health education. In Year 7, we know the importance of building new friends, because students will have come from a range of primary schools, and this is a fresh start, and it can be daunting and overwhelming for some students. So we place a high priority on the first couple of days of students joining us, where we spend time to focus on building friendships for our friendship and anti-bullying days. And this encourages a successful start for all of our students, because we know with a positive start, this will only help settle and embed them for the rest of their educational time with us at Forest Hall School. In terms of other agencies that we have, we offer YCT, school nurse, as well as a range of different workshops across the school. So things like online bullying and other wellbeing events that are open not only to our students within the school, but also we invite parents and carers so that they can gain further information to support their young person at home. As a school, we know that a happy child is the key to a focused and successful curriculum and education to obtain the best outcomes. And we do this by our three-way partnership, by yourselves at home, your child, and us here at Forest Hall School. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss O'Dell. And I'd like to add as well that if you actually speak to students, they speak so positively about school and the different support that's in place. I'm now going to pass over to Mr. Conlon, who's going to talk about the great community links we have and what opportunities that will bring for your child.
Good evening. In terms of Forest Hall School, we believe that participation in school is far more than just attending lessons. We want the students to realise that being part of a community is far more important than just an academic achievement. Some of our examples with community links, we've got Stansted Business Forum who work with our school. Some of our students have gone with them. They've seen what this businesses can offer possibly as a career. They might look at it as some options, and some of the students have gained work experience or connections to further afield into something that's probably more suited to their abilities. We also have the Airport Mentors in Year 11, which is a group of staff from Stansted Airport. They come along, they work with our Year 11 students, they give them ideas about how to focus, how to revise, and how to prepare for careers and what possible careers to consider. All year groups, if they haven't done it previously, will do the Stansted Aerozone. Great place to go. It's a way of seeing how this airport works, how it was founded, etc. And great fun day out for adults and kids alike. Another example of our community links, we work on a community action day towards the end of each academic year. We get our students to work in and around the local community. Some might do some gardening, some might do some litter picking. We have students who work in the local old people's home, just spend a bit of time with them. The students get something from it, the elders get something from it, and it shows that we are part of this community. We're not just an academic establishment. We have links with the parish council, and that's beneficial to the school and to the students to get them to realise how politics can work and how they can play their part. We also have twinning with a town in France. It allows for students to have visits. We had a French school visit last year. It was nice to see the cultural exchanges and students realise what their differences and what their similarities are. We've also had school visits to and from Denmark, which have been very, very successful. And for a number of years now, we've raised money by bringing students to the Greek orphanage in Corfu, and the students realise that their community is not necessarily the small group that they might hang around with or their local area. They also have connections with people further apart, some things that they have in common and things that they can learn from. Other examples of our community links, we as staff do community walk after school. Students realise it's to keep them safe, and our communities realise that we're looking after our students. We also participate in multicultural days. I'm sure there's a number of embarrassing photos of staff getting involved in things, but it's all part of the bigger picture. If we say to students something, they will hear it. If we live it and we participate in it, then the students absorb it and it becomes part of them. It emphasises you're not just an individual, you're not an academic learner, you're part of a community, and that's part of the family of Forest Hall School.
Thank you, Mr. Conlon. So I'm going to pass over to Miss Trainer now, who will talk about outcomes.
Thank you. At Forest Hall School, we continually monitor students' academic achievement right from year 7. And we look at we set students aspirational targets because we want our students to take up their place in the world and believe that they can achieve the highest grades possible. We want to ensure that our students' outcomes challenge those of other schools around us as well. Throughout your child's journey in Forest Hall School, we support their outcomes through additional literacy and numeracy support, and this can take part in form times, and on a Tuesday morning during form they look at numeracy activities. We promote reading throughout school, so there's time set aside for students to read. We have a library that's very open, and to the point where students don't even have to check out a book, because we want them to go in and take a book as and when they want these. We want books to be accessible for students, as we believe that improving literacy will help our students achieve their aspirational outcomes that we set for them. Throughout Key Stage 4, students are supported through study clubs, Saturday schools, holiday interventions, and these tend to be small groups. This was so successful, we launched our Year 7 Super Saturday programme last year, where students came in and there was a huge focus on literacy and numeracy, building their confidence with their key skills in these subjects. We found that throughout these programmes, our students' reading ages had increased as well. So therefore, when our students were in lessons with their peers, they felt incredibly comfortable and confident in taking risks with the work that they're completing. But equally, our students have been taught that in lessons, to achieve the best outcomes, this can often come from making mistakes as well. And these are something that we get our students to learn and reflect from. We are constantly reviewing students' progress, so if and when it is necessary, students will be involved in small group tutoring, whether this is at Key Stage 3 or Key Stage 4. And this could be based on a number of needs based on the feedback from the teachers. In addition to this, we believe that our curriculum should support our students post-16, and we want to make sure that for students moving on to their post-16, that their outcomes support this as well. We assist students with mock interviews. We have careers talks from other post-16 providers around the area, and apprenticeships. We also offer additional application support, where staff will review and support students with making applications for the right courses that they wish to pursue post-16.
Thank you, Ms. Trainer. And one thing I'd like to echo again is we have very high expectations, and we set children aspirational targets. So when they arrive in Year 7, obviously we look at their Key Stage 2 data, but as they move throughout the school, we do change targets, but we want them to be able to leave us and compete with other children locally and nationally. So we do have very high expectations in regards to educational outcomes. I'm now going to pass over to Mr. Johnson, who's going to talk about exceptional academic support. And before he does begin, there are quite a few questions on the question and answer regarding academic support in terms of special educational needs. So hopefully Mr. Johnson will be able to answer some of those as he goes through, but we will answer questions again at the end. Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Good evening, welcome back to My Voice. So we do offer a full programme of support to students at Forest Hall School. We offer support for all of our students in Key Stage 4, from intervention programmes specifically aimed at getting them ready for GCSEs, to homework club, to additional work on Saturdays, into our Key Stage 3, where we offer homework club on a daily basis to our students, as well as intervention classes and catch-up programmes for those students who join us and are recognised as being behind with their numeracy and literacy expectations. To support this, we have an active LS faculty. So within our LS faculty, that's split into a learning support unit as well as a dyslexia support unit. There are some subtle differences in the support that's offered. The dyslexia support unit is a county appointed unit. It's where EHCP applications are appointed by county to the school. It's not something that we place the students in ourselves, but we do recognise that students with dyslexia still need support within the school, and using the expertise from the dyslexia support unit, we filter that through into our regular teaching programme. In terms of supporting students at Forest Hall School with SEN, we have 3 tiers of support. We start with all students being supported by high quality teaching. We hold regular training events for our staff in terms of upskilling them on various SEN needs, particularly in our case, ASD, literacy, dyslexia, dyspraxia, and a number of other learning needs that are required, and we train staff on a regular basis there, and we expect those skills to be updated and implemented in all of the teaching that they do. For some of our students who require more support within lessons, but do not yet have an EHCP or don't have an EHCP. We run a one plan system, which is where we regularly review the support in class for the student, and then we update that with the parent and student in mind, and staff implement the advice and the strategies that we give them in order to make sure that students achieve in their class. And then we obviously have an EHCP plan, which for those students that currently have an EHCP, we fully engage with county on supporting students within the EHCP and work within the parameters of the EHCP to support students within the school. For some of our students, we recognise that actually a mainstream curriculum can be challenging, so we offer a nurture support programme to the students who most need it in our key stage 3 groups. Within the nurture support programme, we run extra literacy classes. We run a slightly differentiated curriculum that allows students the time to catch up in the areas where they most need support, but also to access the curriculum at a pace and a level which is most useful to them. But it is important to say within that we have hugely high expectations of all students at Forest Hall School, and whilst we recognise that an SEN need is something that we should be paying attention to, we do not see it as a boundary to a student's future success, and we will always strive to give every student we can a full access to the curriculum and the support that they need to achieve the grades that they require in order to go on and study at a later date, be it further education or workplace learning. If there are things that you'd like to talk to me about specifically, I understand that it's very, very complicated when talking about students with SEN, and there'll be lots of questions that are specific to you and your child. Please feel free to ask those questions, and if they can't be answered today, please get in contact with the school and I'll hopefully be able to catch up with you and answer those questions directly. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. And actually, I think it would be vital to clarify the point that the DSU, children are given a place in the DSU and county organise that. So the application will come through Essex County Council. Children in the DSU can also come from Hertfordshire, but that's something that Hertfordshire will liaise with Essex County Council. Then there's 5 places per year group, and that's from Essex, and then other children will apply through the normal admissions process. So going to county as normal, and the deadline is the 31st of October. I'm now going to pass over to Miss Power, who's going to talk about enrichment, and I'm really, really proud of the amount of enrichment opportunities we have at Forest Hall School, and this is something that we celebrate frequently. So Miss Power will talk to you about enrichment clubs and trips.
Hi everybody, I'm very happy to be here this evening to speak to you about our enrichment programme. I love being the coordinator, and it's something that I love organising within the school, and I do try to get everybody involved as much as possible. So there's 2 things that I really want to focus on this evening, and the first is why we offer it, and the second is what we offer. So looking at the first thing, why we offer it, why we offer a really wide range in our classes. Our curriculum is something really, really extra that we add to the school. We want to offer students opportunities that they may not get at home. We encourage engagement with our enrichment programme to build confidence, self-esteem, and an opportunity for students to come and meet new people. I know that year 7s can often come from different locations, different primary schools, and this is a really great opportunity for them to meet people with similar likes. So trying new things is obviously really, really important, but being able to make better informed decisions are crucial skills in school and life after school. So if they've had the opportunity to try different things and things that are out of their comfort zone, they'll be able to say in future instances, oh, I did enjoy that, I didn't enjoy that, I've had that experience. They'll be able to do that, and that will help them towards their future choices in further education and in work. We want students to push themselves out of their comfort zone, experience new things and have fun. And as Miss Jones said, that we are very passionate about this, and we try to offer as much as possible to students. At the start of every year, I meet with our school council and I get ideas from them about what they think students are interested in regards to trips, clubs and other events that we run through the school. I'll speak a little bit more about our school council in a couple of moments. But what we offer, We have an extensive programme on offer at Forest Hall School. I think for a small school, we really managed to offer a lot to lots of different kids. And we offer unique experiences throughout our school day, as well as weekends and holidays. During the week, we probably start at about 7:30 in the morning with our breakfast club. And after school, we have more clubs, and we also have homework club, as well as we have these during the lunchtime as well. So some of the clubs that we have on offer during lunch or after school would be clubs such as yoga, dance, coding, chess, craft club, lots of different sports. So some terms you might have netball and basketball, and then another term will have football and rugby. So there's always a different variety of sports on offer. We have clubs like Glee, choir, board games, eco club, community wind band, and table tennis. So these are clubs that are on offer and on rotation every single term. So there really is something for everybody to engage with. Some of the other things we have, so we have lots of different trips throughout the year, and year 7s have 2 main things that they can definitely attend. So our year 7s can look forward to a welcome trip, which has in the past looked like a trip to Harry Potter or roller skating, and they always finish with a couple of days in Mersey. And then there's loads of other trips throughout the year for them to be able to attend. Some of the other trips that have taken place are things like Bletchley Park. We attend musicals in London. We visit Hindu temples, local churches, science museums, V&A museums, Body World London. We have so many different trips like Rock Assembly, and we also have big trips abroad. So just to look at those, the main trips that we have abroad would be skiing, a Denmark exchange, and then we have a Greece trip, which Mr. Conlon mentioned earlier, which is really special to me. I love going over to visit the other children in the orphanage. The kids in Forest Hall School really engage with fundraising for the whole year so that we can fundraise and send money over to them. They then get to go and visit Greece and make links with these children that have a completely different background. They experience different language, culture, food, everything. So they're really important that we offer these. In the case that students aren't able to get these experiences at home, then we're able to offer these. For the clubs, we have a reward system in place to acknowledge students' efforts to push themselves, to be exceptional and to be proactive. So students that attend regular clubs will receive these rewards from their teacher, acknowledging them. And every term we also offer certificates to people who are really pushing themselves and attending as many clubs as they possibly can. Some of the other enrichment opportunities that we have at Forest Hall School is the Duke of Edinburgh. And I know this is really exciting for lots of young people to get this. We currently offer the Bronze Award, and we are looking at offering the Silver Award in the future if they're able to get this. The Bronze in year 9, then getting the Silver in year 10. We also have a student executive team, which is similar to our school council, and this starts in year 7. So students are able to get involved and have a say in the running of their school from as early as year 7. They'd attend regular meetings with myself, discuss topics that are going on with young people and what's going on in the school, and they can engage in different areas such as well-being, press, charity, lots of different things that they can get involved in. We really do have a huge range to offer to young people, and we make sure that it's really diverse so that everybody can engage in something that they like, or we can encourage them to get involved in something that maybe they've never gotten to do before. But I'm really passionate about this, and I do hope that everyone coming to the school does get involved with as many things as possible. If you have any questions, please just contact and I'll answer as best as I can. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Power. And I'd like to also add that even throughout lockdown, so Forest Hall went into partial closure on the 23rd of March. Even throughout the lockdown period, we offered a virtual enrichment programme. We really think that enrichment opportunities are important for children and their life chances and educating, and then we talk about the well-rounded child. So throughout lockdown, we had a virtual enrichment programme, and that was really successful, and children really brought into that. And actually at the moment with COVID, we have had some limitations and restrictions on what we can do, but we are still offering enrichment activities virtually, and children can do these at home as well. So I'm going to move on now to talk about events that your child can actually be involved in as part of this period of time of thinking about secondary school. Because you can't physically visit Forest Hall at the moment, although we will be sending out a virtual tour of the school, we want your child to see what it will be like. So we're going to offer a few lessons. Information will be sent out to the email addresses that we have, where you got the link for today from the same person. But we're going to offer a yoga lesson so students can see what it's like to do a yoga lesson at Forest Hall, because Miss Power, as a trained yoga instructor, has a yoga enrichment club. And we're going to do a science lesson, so you'll be able to sign up, and your child will be at home and the teacher will be on school site, but they'll lead your child through what a science lesson would be like. So there'll be experiments that your child can do from home. And then there'll be a PE lesson, so the teacher will lead the lesson at school, but your child will be at home, but there'll be an opportunity for them to again see what a PE lesson would be like. And the opportunities here really is for your child to get a feel of what lessons are like, but also start to see areas of the school and meet certain teachers. And then opportunities for yourself and events for yourself. I am going to offer a coffee morning. So soon you'll get an email regarding a coffee morning. It will be virtual again, but there'll be an opportunity for you to ask me questions and I'll be able to answer those questions. We're going to go through the questions now. If I don't answer a question, I do apologise. Please email admissions. There are a lot of questions, so if I don't get through them all, please email admissions@bmatforesthall.org and we'll be able to answer them. So there's a question about sports facilities. So we are very lucky here. We share facilities with the local community centre. So the leisure centre next door, we have a gym in there, we have a sports hall, but actually this year we're getting our own multi-use games area built and changing rooms built, so we'll have our own space as well. But we have got a wide range of sports facilities, and we are really lucky because we get to share it with the leisure centre next door, the community centre, which means we can have things like trampolining, so we can offer a wider range of sports. Mr. Johnson, there's some questions about dyslexia and if a child has dyslexia but they don't have an EHCP for dyslexia, can they still benefit from the unit? I know you touched upon the nurture curriculum, but can you just clarify that again? Because I think there's a few questions around children having dyslexia but they're not a place in the DSU.
Of course, so unfortunately we cannot offer a place to any student in the DSU as a school, but what we do offer is support within our own lessons for children with dyslexia. We have a strong literacy support plan at Forest Hall School, and we take the expertise from the dyslexia specialist unit and we disseminate that through all of our teachers through regular training so that they can implement that in their own teaching and their own lessons. Obviously, for students who have specific literacy needs, we do have the extra support available in nurture curriculum, but this isn't always appropriate for all students. It's something that we review and assess on basis of the need of the student when they arrive with us. Hopefully that gives a little bit more clarity on the situation for dyslexia support.
Thank you. And there's a question about the start of the start and finish times. Obviously, at the moment, we have staggered start and finish times due to our risk assessment and opening plan due to COVID. But last academic year and next academic year, we start school at 8:45 and school finishes at 3:20. I know there's a question further on about breakfast and after school, and school in normal times, so not at the moment, but from September 2021 will be open from 7:30 in the morning, and children can go to the canteen, and in school closes, and we have homework club for children until 5. And we do sometimes have children that stay on site past 5 p.m. And then they have somewhere that they can go in terms of homework club. GCSEs, children start their GCSEs here in year 10. The previous cohort started them in year 9, but future cohorts will start them in year 10, and they will do up to 4 option GCSEs. All children will sit English literature and English language. All children will sit maths, and then children will either sit separate science, which is 3 GCSEs, or combined science, which is 2 GCSEs. They're the core, and then children will have up to 4 options. We are very lucky here. We offer a qualification in core PE time, which is NCFE health and fitness, so that enables our students to get another qualification. So there's another question about the DSU. So again, Essex will give the 5 places to children, and they will support with transport if transport is needed. Children who have not got a place in the DSU but apply through the main admissions, which the deadline is the 31st of October, and that's done through Essex. Transport would have to be sorted out as parental responsibility because you've chosen this school. If you've got any more questions regarding that, please contact admissions at being@foresthall.org, and we can see if we can look into that. There's a question about improvement since the last Ofsted report. So one of the things that's picked up on the Ofsted report was poor or weak leadership in terms of SEND, and we've looked into that, and we've put improvements in place. So Mr. Johnson wasn't with us at that time, but Mr. Johnson is our Senko. He's got a wealth of knowledge and experience, and he's got a really good team. So we also have head of the DSU, we have head of nurture, and we have an assistant Senko. So in terms of support for SEND, we've got a really good team. And if you look at students' academic progress in terms of SEND, our children here outperform other children in local schools, including Bishop Stortford schools that have SEND. So that just shows you the support and expertise we have in that area. And one of the other improvements from the Ofsted report was regarding governance, and actually we've done a lot of work in terms of our governance. So all governors experience and have to take part in training throughout the year. Our governors are very active. They complete monitoring visits, and they speak to students, they speak to parents, and they actually check what's going on in school. So they hold leaders to account, and that's something that Ofsted felt wasn't taking place. And I can assure you that our governors hold leaders to account, and I regularly are answering questions, and they're actually governors. They're very supportive of the school, but they will ask challenging questions. Some of the positives from the Ofsted report in terms of teaching and learning, we've just embedded and we've continued with that excellent practice, and also they commented on behaviour being good, strongly good, sorry, and we've continued that. So masses of improvements have been made, and we're really pleased at where we are now. We were due an Ofsted visit last academic year, but due to COVID-19 that hasn't taken place, but I'm sure we will have one within the next academic year. Miss Powell's already spoken about school trips, but there's a wide range of trips, and we really do think about different children's likes and interests. So we have trips into London to see theatre shows, but then we have trips to, for example, Stansted Airport for those children that might be interested in engineering and working within the airport. So we really do think about our trips. Our governors also monitor the quality of our trips. So, for example, in Year 7, we have a careers trips to Kidsania in London, because it's about thinking about future careers. Children get to try and do role play in different careers, and we think that's important because it allows them to start exploring the different opportunities. But our governors will also monitor trips. And we do listen to student feedback. So Miss Power works with the student executive team, and you met the head students, head boy and head girl tonight, but they will have an input in terms of trips. Break and lunchtime. We have staggered break and lunch, so we have some year groups on break at one time and then other year groups going in the same with lunch. That's due to the size of the canteen, although I'm very pleased to say we are having an expansion to the canteen space, but at the moment we have separate breaks and lunches. There's a question about sixth form for the future. At the moment, there are no plans for a sixth form because within our trust we have 3 sixth forms, but maybe, and our governors are keen to look into this for the future, it's something we could look at. Mr. Johnson, there's a question about one plan and students with one plan. Would you mind answering that? So what help and support is in place for children with one plan?
So students with one plans are reviewed 3 times per year. by myself or the assistant Senko's Stephen Waters. And what we do from those one plans is we share that information with teachers and we monitor how that is implemented in class. That's supported by the academic mentors, or you might know them as LSAs, that are in classes with students. And we work with teachers to make sure that the information that's shared with parents and students on how we will support them is followed up and carried out in class. Obviously, in each review with one plan, if things are going well, we change the targets or we update the targets to make them more suitable to the child's developing needs, or where necessary, we take those targets away entirely because they've been met and they no longer need pursuing, or if they're not met, we then look to address how they've not been met and where we can improve.
Thank you. So I'm just going back through the questions. So Miss Trainer, there's a few questions about Mabel, so children that are more able, and how we challenge those children that are gifted and talented, and how we make sure that they leave us with exceptional qualifications and we don't just settle for good.
So there's lots of stuff that we do with our Mabel students. So these students are identified straight away, and from this we make sure that those students and all students have access to subject specialist teachers, high quality teaching. Lots of our teachers at the school are examiners for the exam boards, so they know exactly what they're looking for. We have a Mabel lead at school, Mr. Govender, who has a track record of getting amazing results, especially in our maths department. We have our all-star group, so these are our Mabel group for each year group. So these students are very well known to staff. These students are set challenges to make sure that they're constantly stretched and challenged. We have university trips for our Mabel students. Students in set 1 for year 11 science, they sit separate science, therefore they get 3 GCSEs for that. I will meet regularly, and Mr. Govender will meet regularly with parents and carers to discuss progress. We have small group sessions for our Mabel students and intervention sessions. This is monitored throughout, so I regularly meet subject leaders to discuss progress of all of the Mabel students, and we regularly assess through summative and formative data, and we make sure that we're monitoring student outcomes at all times. So Mabel students are regularly challenged within school, and we make sure that they continue to have a thirst for learning and a thirst for challenge through interventions and through the teaching that they receive within the classroom.
Miss Trainer also does organise talks for our Mabel for their post-16. So she works with some of the colleges and post-16 providers and supports with their decision making in terms of post-16. There's a question about food in the canteen. There's a wide range of food, and we're actually just introducing new menus, but students can choose what they want in terms of food, and it's a card system at school. So as a parent carer, you will have something called a parent pay account. You'll be able to top that account up, and then your child will buy their food. In terms of the parent pay account, parents and carers can set a limit, so you can determine how much your child is using daily. We have a capacity of 112 in each year group, and we for the last few years have been full. When you apply to Essex County Council, and again the deadline is the 31st of October, you will have to pick your choices. If you decide that Forest Hall is the right school for your child, and I really hope you do, we would love to have your child here, you need to make sure you pick Forest Hall as your first choice. In terms of when your child gets here, to help us set them, put them in the right class, and to make sure we can then support them, we do use information from their Key Stage 2, so their Key Stage 2 data, but we also use information from their primary school teachers. So we do a lot of information collecting prior to your child arriving, once you've confirmed that you're taking their place here. So we speak to the primary schools, our Senko, Mr. Johnson, speaks to the primary school Senkos, and we get as much information as we can. You also have the opportunity to meet your child's head of house very early on, so you can start to develop that relationship with your child's head of house. Homework club, as I said, is available every night after school, and there's a member of staff in there, and they will support students with completing their homework. We do offer extra tutoring for our more able our Mabel students, and Miss Trainer organises that, so they get small group work, and we do a lot of work challenging and pushing them to get that grade 7 to 9. Mr. Governor, as Miss Trainer said, oversees the Mabel and ensuring that children are in the right group and they're getting the right support and that they've got access to tutoring within school. There's a question about RE lessons. RE is in our curriculum in Key Stage 3, and we also offer it as a GCSE. We really think that studying religion is important because it allows children to develop an understanding about people around the world, but also it develops things like respect and tolerance. So we actually hold RE as extremely important, and children in upper school can take it as a GCSE, but we do offer core RE in upper school as well. And Miss Powell's already talked about trips, but there's obviously a wide range of trips. And there's a question about bullying. We do have a policy regarding bullying, like all schools. We do not tolerate bullying, and we do deal with bullies. There's lots of different things. We have a consequence system in place in school. But we do work as a trust with other schools, so we do have the opportunities if children are bullying other children, we would look to support them through the pastoral support and Miss Odell with the range of different workshops and programmes, but we can also look to give children a fresh start somewhere else. But we do not tolerate bullying at this school, and we really promote and we encourage children to report anything. From our Ofsted visit, Ofsted said that children in the school and their parents and carers gave a lot of praise regarding the way the school deals with bullying and ensures children are safe. There are school buses from Dunmow, Little Canfield. Acme is Essex's appointed bus operator, so Acme would be the people you contact, and that's ACME if you Google them, and there'll be information there regarding bus passes. There will be a virtual tour of the school, and that's being organised, and that will be sent out. There's a question about music lessons. We do offer music throughout the day. We have lessons which is taught by a specialist teacher, but we do offer children to have one-to-one lessons throughout the day, and that's available. And Miss Lyson's head of house oversees that, one of our heads of house. And we're very lucky in the trust. We get to have fixtures against our other trust schools, but also other schools locally. So recently, prior to lockdown, we played some of our other schools in the trust, but we can play against other schools locally. And last year we really picked up all of our fixtures. Ms. Trainer, there's a question about languages and the different languages on offer. Would you be able to explain the languages on offer and obviously the possibility of children doing their own language?
So at Forest Hall School, we offer French and Spanish as our MFL languages. However, students who have an additional language, we also support those students entering them for a qualification. So this year we've got students sitting Arabic exams, we've got students with Portuguese, we've got students sitting Polish exams, but on the whole our curriculum focuses around French and Spanish.
Thank you, Ms. Trainer. There's another question about more able and gifted and talented. So where we've said we identify them straight away, how have we done that with our current year 7s? Because obviously they have missed a large part of year 6 and our current year 5. So the parents and carers now who have children in year 5 or year 6, they've missed time. How will we identify them, particularly if they've got no Key Stage 2 data?
So this is through a triangulation process. So we look at feedback from the primary schools, we gather feedback from student work, but also students have completed literacy and numeracy assessments. So we've gathered data on students' reading ages. We have got one-page profiles on students' numeracy skills. And all of this helps us put together the picture of who we identify as our gifted and talented or our MABEL students. We then share this data with staff, and staff analyse this alongside the quality of work that students are completing to make sure that no child is missed. Equally, those students who we might deem as just your average child, they are challenged in lessons as well. So if a child is a borderline 4 or 5 grade, those students will also be given additional support in school with tutoring. So all of any tutoring sessions that we offer, those are tailored to the needs of the students, so no group of learners will get left behind.
Thank you, Ms. Trainer. I'm just looking to see. What we will do with these questions is we'll download the report and then we will answer them all and then get them sent out to you electronically, just because I'm conscious of time. There's a question about assemblies. Yes, we're not running assemblies at the moment due to social distancing and keeping bubbles separate, but we do have whole school assemblies. And we do also have house assemblies. Year 11 always have a year assembly. There's a question about twins. We look at every child when we look at their admission, and in terms of placing them in a house, we look at every child differently. So for example, if we've got twins, we would look at the situation, we would talk to parents, carers in the school, and then we'd make a decision in line with parents and carers. So we really do, as part of the admissions process, look at every child individually. We offer a wide range of GCSEs, and I'm really proud of the option of GCSEs. So photography, sociology, health and fitness, engineering, languages, the more traditional subjects like history and geography. We have a wide range of GCSEs available. I'm just seeing if there's any more questions. So there's another question about bullying. Our behaviour policy is on our school website. It clearly says that the bullying is not tolerated. The behaviour policy also talks about consequences in terms of fixed term exclusions, permanent exclusions, but we do always try to repair and rebuild relationships. So Miss O'Dell and her team, so she's got learning mentors and heads of house, the pastoral team, will try and work with children to bring them back together, repair relationships, but we do have a no tolerance policy towards bullying at Forest Hall. If there are questions about particular things regarding bullying, please contact the admissions team at Forest Hall. And then Mr. Johnson, there's a question regarding what help is given to children with social difficulties.
Okay, so part of our intervention scheme here at Forest Hall School is to make sure that we don't just support students academically, but we also recognise that for some students it's the social aspect of going to school and making friends that they struggle with. So we run several targeted social skills groups within our intervention programme, some that look at the Key Stage 4 type of issues, the making new friends, the having awkward conversations, telling people things they're not happy about, down to our Key Stage 3 interventions, which is how to introduce yourself to people, the types of questions that you might ask people that you're getting to know, to how to enjoy and engage in the conversation, how to introduce a topic that you might like to talk about. We recognise here that actually, as a school, our job is not just to educate children academically, but also to get them ready for the outside world once they leave us at 16. So there's a huge emphasis on social skills support, and within our day-to-day practice as well, our academic mentors, myself and my assistant Senko, spend a lot of time with our students, mentoring them and helping them manage the situations that they might face on a day-to-day basis.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. So as I said, we will download the report from the question and answers, and then we'll send out a sheet with answers to all the questions, because there are lots of questions there. So before I leave you tonight, I just wanted to leave you with one message, and really that is that we do believe in our students at Forest Hall. Every single child we believe in, and we will work as hard as we can to ensure that they become exceptional in all of those areas that we've talked about tonight. So we will make sure that we give them exceptional opportunities, but we will ensure that things like teaching and learning is exceptional, so your child will make that educational progress, so that when they leave us they are ready for their next stage in their education, training or employment. I really do hope that you decide on sending your son or daughter to Forest Hall. We would love for them to join. Please speak to the Forest Hall community, speak to current parents and carers, contact the school via admissions at beam@foresthall.org.uk. I'm happy to meet with parents, carers virtually. But actually here at Forest Hall, we believe in students, and we will go above and beyond to support our students. And if you speak to parents, they will echo that. So finally, I want to say thank you for your time tonight. Information regarding the events for your child will be sent out, and any other questions can be sent to admissions@beam@foresthall.org. Take care and stay safe. Thank you.